Water is the basis of life, and only a tiny share of all the water on Earth is fresh and renewed by the water cycle.
If you took all the water in the world and put it into a gallon jug, less than 1 teaspoon of it would be available to us.
We're overusing it. We're overtapping rivers, and we're overpumping groundwater.
We live at a time in history where over 1 billion people don't have access to safe drinking water, and over 3 billion people have no access to sanitation. Water is a global issue, but it's also a very local issue. We forget that we live on a hydrosphere and that all of our water resources are connected. Water that runs in the Ganges could also end up in the Hudson, or could fall over the plains of Africa, or could make a cup of tea in the Queen's Palace.
To support the average American lifestyle today takes about twice the global average.
The Great American Lawn is a great example of one of the myriad of ways that we take water for granted. We can't continue to flaunt our water.
Agriculture is something that we really need to give thought to.
70% of all the water we extract from rivers, lakes, and aquifers goes to irrigated agriculture. To some extent, we're using some of tomorrow's water to meet today's food demands.
Large number of people I talk to, when they learn that the Colorado, the mighty force of nature, no longer reaches the sea, there's a look of shock in most people's faces. At the Delta, it literally runs dry.
We are using and abusing our water resources in ways that are completely unsustainable. And unless we think about it that way, and we start taking action at an individual level, then I don't really see how we'll be able to overcome so many of the issues that we're going to be faced with in the next 50 years. And this is our time in history to do something about it.
Canada has 1/5 of the world's freshwater supply. But the average Canadian uses about 326 liters per person per day. That is one of the highest water consumption per person in the world. Not only that, but British Columbia residents use an average of 490 liters per water per person per day, which is more than the rest of the Canadian average. If you are wondering how that looks like, it would be approximately 17 5-gallon jugs of water. So why conserve and recycle water? To make water potable again, it must go through a series of treatments. These treatments take energy and money, not to mention they are labor intensive. So there are some solutions to alleviate this problem in building design. First, installing high-efficiency fixtures and appliances. Another solution is collecting, recycling, and reusing water. And finally, monitor and regulate water usage.
This is the data that shows the percentage of water used in fixtures and appliances in a house. Toilets take the most water used with 30%, followed by the clothes washers at 23%. On average, a regular toilet uses 27 liters of water per flush, while low-flow toilets use only 4 liters per flush. That can save 552 liters of water per day. Alternatives to regular toilets can be waterless urinals and composting toilets. The second highest source of water usage at home is the washing machine. By switching from a regular top-load clothes washer to a high-efficiency washer, you can save 80.5 liters of water per day. By upgrading to these low-flow fixtures and high-efficiency appliances into multi-residential buildings, the amount of water saved can be even larger.
One of the best sources of water we can get here in the West Coast is rain. An easy way to gather this rainwater is by using rain barrels. The way this works is when rainwater flows through the house gutters and down the water spout. Then the barrels collect the water, which can be used later for irrigation and washing your car. However, a way to maximize the amount of water that can be collected is to build an integrated rainwater harvesting system. This collected water can be used for flushing toilets instead of using potable water. This is what an integrated rainwater harvesting system would look like at a larger scale in a commercial building. An example of this would be the Sears Building in the University of British Columbia or the Van Dusen Gardens in Vancouver. With the integrated rainwater harvesting system, these buildings don't rely on the city's main water system for flushing toilets and using for sinks.
There are two types of water waste. Gray water, which is water that comes from dishwashers, laundry machines, showers, and sinks. Black water is water waste that comes from a toilet. There is a method of recycling water system which treats gray water and black water into clean water that can be reused. Used gray water and black water can be recycled into drinkable water with the proper treatment in a site. Like in the Simon Fraser University's Child Care Center, or in the Sears Building in University of British Columbia. By doing this, the water does not leave the site where it could overflow the city's sewer system and carry pollutants into bodies of water.
The third solution is to monitor your water. Although these water meters are not used in Metro Vancouver currently, if we were to use them and learn how to read them, we can stop any unnecessary leaks and also we can set the target of water usage per year. By conserving and recycling water, we save on energy and money that would be used for treating wastewater into potable water, and we minimize the amount of pollutants that go into the aquatic habitat.
Water is precious. Our responsibility as interior designers is to conserve energy and water in a building so these resources can be enjoyed for future heirs. The use of high-efficiency fixtures, water recycling systems, and constant monitoring is the first step into water conserving movement. Thank you.